Again, I'm here in studio with Bree Eldridge and Heather Holmes, Pistol Packing Mama, but I don't have a nickname for Bree, so we'll have to come up with one. So we're here to tell you, first of all, that the Republican convention for Cumberland County is going to be held March 8th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Freedom Christian Center on 301. You have to bring $10 cash, and please bring your photo ID because we are photo ID kind of people, so we want to make sure who's coming into
And if you're not registered as a Republican, you had to be registered by the 31st of January to be able to attend convention as a delegate, but you can still register and attend as a guest, just see how convention goes, and then you won't be able to be a precinct chair or be counted as a delegate. But
let's put it like this: let's not discourage anybody from coming.
No,
You're not, but I think everybody should come and see the process.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Even if you're not registered, you can still register and attend. You just can't vote.
You just don't have a vote.
Right.
But you can
So you can see the process.
And you can definitely
and you can
make
get
friends.
Involved.
Yes, you can find clubs, you can find
Yes.
other friends to talk about. But
You can definitely help yourself to donuts and
so
coffee.
at that convention,
Donuts and
we're going to
coffee.
have duck donuts and coffee. So at that convention, though, what's so important with this convention? Every 2 years, we vote for a new board of
Slate.
directors.
Right.
And
Our
it's called,
new
which is
leadership
called the
team.
slate, and that's going to be like the chairwoman, the vice chair, treasurer, the people that we want to lead our party for the next 2 years. Now,
Correct.
the current slate, there's a lot of misinformation going around. They are being very vitriolic towards the other slate that's running. They are basically
Yeah, they're launching a negative
they're
campaign.
launching a negative campaign against, and Bree, Heather, and I are here to set that record straight. So for this segment, I want to bring up campaign finance. So who wants to jump on the level of disorganization in the current board's campaign finance? Who wants to go first?
Okay. Well, being part of the executive committee, whenever we have a meeting, this is where a treasury report is presented and they show us how the money's being spent. We haven't had a treasury report since January of 2023 that shows line items of how our money's being spent.
So let me ask you, Bree, I want to interrupt. Of course, that's what I do the best, obviously.
Yes.
Whose money is this?
This is the county's money.
So, well, did we not get all this money from Trump and the federal
No.
GOP? How does that work? How did we get money in our county?
So to raise funds, a lot of it is donations from residents right here in Cumberland County. A lot of times it's your Republicans and a lot of our volunteers. They'll donate money. They donate money and time. So sometimes you have some of our local candidates donate money, whether it's David Rouser or McInnes or Diane Wheatley.
Right.
So all of this money is
And then they fundraise.
right, and they fundraise. So all of this money comes from everybody in this county, and maybe some out, but it's all of our money that is here.
That's supposed to be used for the GOP for recruitment, for marketing, for
Getting out the vote.
getting out the vote.
And, communicating who's
So
all
it's
running.
not tax money, it's not free money,
Correct.
it's our money.
It's our money.
So, and currently it's not being accounted for.
Right.
Okay.
So,
When's the last time they filed a campaign finance report? Today is February 22nd, 2025. So,
so they filed them in January. Now you had last year 4 quarter reports.
Okay.
First quarter, second quarter, so on. Well, the third quarter report was 2.5 months late. The
Okay.
fourth quarter report came in, but it's not. You can look at it and know that it's not accurate. We have some duplicate stuff in there.
Okay.
The final numbers that list like total expenditures, this is our total balance, those are wrong. So even if the treasury report's in, we still don't know how the money's been spent.
Let's back up to when you were chairwoman, which was previous to this so-called administration.
Right.
How much money did you leave in the coffers?
It's around 13,000.
Okay, so we're dealing with around
Yeah.
$12,000,
The goal-
$13,000.
The goal is the outgoing leaves enough money for them to get started and start operating. The goal for when I became chair, very first executive committee meeting, priority number 1, passing a budget, presenting a 2-year budget. And that was the problem right off the bat.
Why is that such a big deal? I mean, why can't you just, you're the boss, I mean, why can't you just go and just spend what you need to spend?
Because that's not how it's written in the plan of organization. It's not how it's set up by the state. Pulling the statutes from the state that was set up from our General Assembly.
Yeah.
Okay.
These were specifically put in place for
So
oversight.
there is some kind of legal
Absolutely.
means to
Just
say,
like
Yes.
just like
Okay.
any government entity, you have to have an approved budget of spending. You can't spend without authorization.
okay,
And so for an executive board here at Cumberland County to function, you have to have a budget. You know, you can do some things that are last minute emergencies for small amounts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if there's not time to
well, emergency spending was what, $500?
$500,
But
like
you,
on
but not everything can be an emergency.
Right.
Pretty soon you have to have a meeting to say, hey guys, I had to emergency spend X, Y, Z,
Yeah.
and here's what I did. Can you please approve, disapprove it?
But
Yeah.
it should be
Okay.
like a one-time expense. It shouldn't be a
It shouldn't be every day.
continuous. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm allowed to spend $500. Like,
No, it's not just spending $500.
because it's not your
unplanned
it's not
expenditures.
your personal checkbook. It's not something like you can just decide. Oh, I'm going to go out
Yeah.
and drop
Yeah.
$500 on whatever I see that needs to be.
Right.
Yeah, so if you're
Oh.
planning an event, that's not an unplanned expenditure, and that's not last minute. You plan an event, you have to have a budget for that event.
Okay.
And
And-
all these expenditures and everything that's going on has to be presented and approved by the executive committee. The executive board cannot just spend whatever they want
And none
on
of it
whatever they
was.
want.
I mean, none of it was. Like, you know, we tried to address this at the XCOM meeting, and I'm going to pull it up real quick, of the unauthorized,
Expenditures,
yeah, the unauthorized expenditures.
Heather, are you telling me that there's receipts for what we're talking about?
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's receipts for what we're
Are
talking
you,
about.
are you telling me that there's actually a way to go and check and see the facts? That's just crazy. Okay, because I've seen, I mean, and this is anecdotal, I'll have to put it up on the video, but I've seen, and I've heard Chairwoman Nina say that we are not going to leave anything for the next board.
She said that in a meeting.
Yeah.
She did. So
She said she's going to spend every penny of it.
we don't know what was spent, but for instance, I've got a list right here. We had the candidate kickoff back in May. There was the gun raffle and the debate watch party. There was the Paint the Town Red fundraising event. There was Reagan movie night, the debate watch party. Again,
We had a volunteer appreciation after the election, which was...
executive meeting, Trump
unauthorized.
convoy, sportsman's banquet, pancake breakfast. I mean, I can go on and on and on. And plus, not to mention the fact that they donated money to the candidates.
Okay, well, so let's go to that for a moment because that's an interesting one. They donated money to candidates, myself included. I, along with two other Republicans, was running for county commission.
But hold on, real quick. I didn't see his name on the report, did you? I saw Simone's, I saw Brian's, but I didn't
Are
see
you saying
Peter's.
Peter's name?
I didn't see it on the report unless I missed it.
She sent it out in an email.
No, I'm talking about on the report.
On the actual
On the
finance
actual
report.
finance report.
Yeah.
I was looking at it. I mean, I may have missed it, but I was looking at it last night. I didn't see his name.
That's interesting.
And like I said, I could have missed it, and if I did, that's my, I
Okay,
apologize.
well, that's fine, but so let me, for the people watching, so the GOP, although I don't think it's their job to give us money.
It's not their job.
They did give
No.
us money as candidates. Myself
Well, you know why
and-
they did that.
Well, hold on. Myself and two other county commission candidates. Then you had state senate. You had Simone. You had Freddie Dela Cruz
And Leonard.
and Leonard Bryant. And then
Then
we
you
had
had
Tom
Hal-
McInnes
Hal
and
Weatherby.
Diane Wheatley.
No, they didn't give Tom McGinnis money. They forgot him.
They forgot him.
Oh, yeah,
They
they-
purposely left him off.
Why would they do something like that? I mean, he's a state senator, very successful.
Because of an issue that was, because of an issue that
I
had
think
to
that's
do
a
with.
whole other video.
That's
you're
a whole
talking?
other
Oh,
video.
that's a whole other
So
video.
basically, they unilaterally, as far as the leader went, she just decided, let's just not help out a senator that has helped Cumberland
Yeah.
County quite a bit.
In my
Correct.
opinion, it was punitive against Tom McInnes.
And forgive me, but wasn't
Chair.
Tom McInnes, Diane Wheatley, weren't they the ones that put the money
Yes.
together
Yes,
for
they
the
were
Cumberland County
key holders.
GOP
Yes.
to have an office
Yes.
They all
for this
subleased-
do-nothing
yeah.
board?
Yes.
Tom McInnes and Diane Wheatley each had an office in it, so they subleased that space, and they were each given a key to come and use that office whenever they want.
Okay.
But
But that's a separate video. We'll
But
go.
separate
That's a
video,
separate
but
video.
whatever happened personally, Chairwoman Hairdo was upset with Mr. McInnes, and
Mm-hmm.
she decided not to give him, I think, $1,000. What was it that they gave the state senate?
They all got 1,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But they
The
skipped.
General Assembly
They
gets
skipped
1,000.
Tom, and then they go to Hal Weatherman,
Right.
I
give him
can't
money.
But they
figure
didn't
that
give
out.
anything to Mark Robinson.
Right. Well, because everybody abandoned ship on that guy.
But still, if you're going to give money to state candidate,
And so, anyway, with that, I'm Peter Pappas. We're here to talk about the Republican convention coming March 8th to Freedom Christian Center, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., $10 at the door. Bring your photo ID. We'll see you soon.